Hi, Gary Johnson, Product Manager with Kuhn Krause, and today I'd like to go through the new 8220 Quick Start Guide with you. The Quick Start Guide, if you're not familiar with that document, it's just a simple document to do just what it says, to get you started quickly into the field, so you can get going a little easier, makes things a little easier to read and understand perhaps. But in a conjunction with that, we're going to go through it here today on the product itself. Number one, on a disc harrow, of course, you always want to make sure your fore to aft adjustment, your front to rear adjustment, is level, to level your frame. With the fore to aft adjustment, we really like to accomplish that using our primary leveling link here in the front. The leveling link, now on this particular machine, it also has the hydraulic leveling option. So what we like to do is have you set your disc with the hydraulics, put the needle on the scale about in the middle of the scale, and then do your primary leveling with your leveling link here in the front. By doing that, once you get the machine leveled front to rear, by doing that, you have a range then on your hydraulics where you can go plus or minus. You can go about the same distance putting the machine on its tail or on the rear of the machine, or shifting the focus, shifting the tongue, the weight towards the front part of the machine. Gives you a full range of motion then. You'll also notice on the leveling linkage up here in front, there are two holes, two positions for the top link on the major leveling link. It's in a position right now in the top hole because we do not have an attachment on the rear. If you had an attachment, a harrow attachment or a rolling reel or something of that nature, you would put the pin the link in the lower hole, and that's simply to give it more transport height, more clearance for your attachment in the rear. You can lift higher. As we adjust front to rear on our center frame, now we're going to move to the wing frames themselves. The wing frame, again, has to be level from side to side, and we accomplish that right here with this adjustment. For instance, if we wanted to lower this wing, we would loosen the nut here in the front, tighten the rear, and of course just the opposite if we wanted to do the opposite effect of the leveling of the wing. It's a quick, simple adjustment, nothing really complicated about it. The way I like to try to make sure I'm going to the field correctly before I even get to the field is if I have a nice level spot in the barn yard or in the machine shed or something where you can set it down on a concrete. What I like to watch is the timing of the blades, the front gangs versus the rear gangs. You have to have an assistant, but if somebody is lowering the machine, if the rear gangs hit before the front gangs, you know that you're tail heavy. You're going to have to lift the front end down. So basically what you're trying to do is just time the gangs so they hit the same, the wings, the center frame, and that's a good starting point. Now that's not an end all. Once you get to the field, you're going to still have to fine-tune it to your field conditions, but once it's done, it's something that you probably very seldom will touch other than that one-time adjustment. We're going to, the other thing I wanted to mention was the rear cylinders in the rear. Make sure that they are fully stroked before you do any of these wing leveling adjustments. I've had it happen in the past where somebody failed to just simply stroke their cylinders all the way out, extend them all the way out. They were carrying a little bit of the weight of the wing, and we didn't realize that until we got to the field, and of course the disc wasn't doing a very level job, so we had to start over once we got the cylinders extended. So again, just something to pay attention to. The final adjustment, there's a couple things we need to do finally to make this all work. We need to set our depth, of course, how deep we want to run. We do that with the crank adjustment up at the front of the machine on the hydraulics. And then we want to adjust the gauge wheels. So they're carrying just a little bit of weight. They're actually not carrying much, just really kind of gauging off the surface of the soil. And then one other adjustment we need to make is on the new spring adjustable scrapers. The spring adjustable scrapers are designed to be a fairly aggressive scraper. They're easy to set, easy to adjust. The one thing that we will point out is that we do not want them running with constant pressure on the blades. If you run them with constant pressure, you're going to just simply wear out the blades much more rapidly than necessary. So again, you can gap these to the conditions that you're in, or you can let them run against the blade and lock it in. Either way, it's your choice, depending on how soft your ground is or the conditions that you're going into. So with that, we'll look forward to having you come to kuhn.com on our webpage and check out the machinery that Kuhn offers.